There you go. Are you in a foggy room, Chairman Meitzner?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to mute myself and while you guys, sorry about that. I couldn't hear you originally.
No, I was going to say, it looks like you're sitting in a foggy room.
I know. I don't know what's going on here. I'm in the office and it's.
Oh, I see. It's the sunlight. It's not all washed out. Okay.
It's a fog machine. I got a fog machine for Halloween.
That sounds like a lot of fun. Vice Chairman, are we live? Okay, thank you. That's great. Recorded.
Thanks for allowing me to join my Zoom.
Yeah, wonderful. We actually have, I think, two commissioners. I believe two commissioners are online right now. We have Commissioner Chairman Meitzner and Commissioner Lopez, I believe, is online. Welcome to the meeting. This is a agenda review for Wednesday, October 25th. We have two meetings. We have a regular BOCC meeting as well as a fire district meeting. We have agendas we're going to go over today. So Manager Stoltz, would you walk us through these, please?
Sure, absolutely. Good morning, Vice Chair, and good morning, Commissioners. We'll have Steph. Are you going to talk about public now? Yes, you've called you.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Stephanie Birmingham in for Nicole Gibbs from Strategic Communications. First Responders Day is October 28th. We prepared a short video that will play at the County Commission meeting. We're going to present some Halloween safety tips. Halloween is actually the deadliest day of the year for child pedestrian fatalities. So we've got some safety tips there. Also, a reminder of important election dates coming up. The 23rd of October, early voting starts at the election office. On the 31st, that's the last day you can apply to get an advanced ballot. And we have to have those applications by the end of that day. And then November 2nd, the satellite voting centers open. And that's it.
All right, good news.
We have one proclamation, Red Ribbon Week proclamation, and then we'll get into new business, which there's some interesting things on it. First, EMS will be there for item D and E. D is a acceptance of a donation. And then E was moved off of consent onto new business at Commissioner Dennis's request. And Chief Lannerman will talk about the contract. You've all been briefed on this, but the contract between EMS and Via Christi, through good work from Chief Lannerman and his staff to get a good contract with a good community partner. And we'll talk about that publicly on item E. Item F is request for permission to submit a grant from KDOC to Juvenile Detention Behavioral Health Services. And Mario Salinas, the Deputy Director of Juvenile Services, will be on hand to talk about that. And Rusty's here if there's any questions.
Stephen Mario briefed all the commissioners on that yesterday.
Very good. Item G is, I want to have Justin take a pause here and just talk about this. Something I've never seen one on the agenda before. It's a fence viewer certification. So I'll have Justin just talk through the commission briefly here about this, the high level of what that's going to be about.
Sure. Commissioners, as County Manager mentioned, we had a request for fence viewing, which is the first one of these we've had since 2006. And just to describe, these are some laws that are based out of the 1870s, actually in Kansas. And it's a fence dispute. And really the dispute involves adjoining property owners and the responsibilities for maintenance of a fence. In this case, the Board of County Commissioners already appointed a board of fence viewers for this matter. They went out and actually viewed the fence, visited the property, they make a recommendation to the Board of County Commissioners. And really they're tasked with determining if this is a partition fence and then also apportioning any maintenance responsibilities that could either be done by the overall cost of maintaining the fence, or certain portions of the fence can be assigned to each of the property owners. In this case, it was the latter that the fence viewers had recommended. Each property was given half of the fence that they would be responsible for maintaining. So that's the recommendation that staff will present on Wednesday. The parties have been notified of the matter and have the opportunity to show up and be heard as well. I'd be happy to stand for any questions you got on that. That's kind of the synopsis.
Do commissioners or anyone else have questions for Counselor? And I just want to make one comment. That is, this is a quasi judicial matter. So ex parte communication will need to be declared one way or the other during the meeting. Is that correct?
I think that's appropriate.
Will we have a public hearing on this and before the BOCC?
It's statutorily, it's not required, but I would suggest that any of the parties be given the opportunity to speak. And I think that's been conveyed to them as well. If they have that opportunity, it's not statutorily required, but I think that is appropriate in this case.
Chairman Meister, as we do this meeting next Wednesday, I would encourage, if you will, to treat it like it's a public hearing, if possible, give everyone a chance to speak on it. All right. Please continue.
Item H is an amendment to an overlay. Scott has kind of talked with commissioners on the side. He will present item H on Wednesday. It's a City of Wichita issue, but the commission will hear it on Wednesday. Item I is just normal routine housekeeping on voting a delegate for the KAC conference coming up, that commissioners will vote from within their ranks to who that delegate and alternate delegate will be. And then Board of Bids and Contracts. On consent, KLM and N are routine destruction of records. It's that time of year for that operation. Item O is a position reclassification request. I think that's an election office position for Commissioner Rainwater, and I think one HR position. And the rest of it's just routine plats and payroll paperwork issues. We do, as I think Vice Chair said, we have a fire agenda that is just adoption of minutes and also a bid board item. And we will have a short executive session after this meeting on Wednesday. That's all we had. Any questions?
Very good.
Do we know which commissioners plan to attend the KAC conference? So we know. Is it appropriate to talk about that right now? I'm wondering who's interested in being the delegate. We at least ask that question.
I think that's fair, Commissioner.
Because we have to talk in a public open meeting. And I hate to wait until Wednesday to initiate that initial question to find out who plans to attend and who would like to be the delegate. Commissioner Beatty, do you plan to attend?
Remind me on that date. I just want to look on the calendar to see if we.
Back up real quick. Get back up.
It's on my calendar. Hang on.
Commissioner Bay, you're asking about the KC conference, when it is. My recollection is it's the first full week in December.
December 5th through the 7th.
Okay.
So Tuesday through Thursday. I believe they do their voting, on the third day. I believe that's right.
That's how it was last year, Commissioner. I'm not certain.
Typically, the delegate needs to be, there's a meeting where they pass a legislative platform, and maybe there's some other rules they change. I believe that the voting typically will happen on the third day. So our delegate must be present for that.
And it's in Wichita this year.
It is in Wichita this year. Yeah.
I plan on attending the conference of some sort. So I don't know if the other commissioners.
The other commissioners, do you have any thoughts regarding attending the conference, or would you like to be the delegate? I'd like to know who's interested in doing that. Commissioner Lopez or Chairman Meister, either one of you have any comments?
No. You know what? I'm sorry. I missed the question, Jim. Please.
Yeah, the question is, we have the KAC conference coming up and the early part of December. It's a Tuesday through Thursday. And typically, I believe the voting happens on the third day, I believe. And so I'd like to know, do commissioners want to disclose if they're, number one, do they plan to attend? And number two, does anybody want to be the delegate for the county? I think we have to have a primary and an alternate, I believe. Is that true?
I believe it's a primary and two alternates, Commissioner.
Primary and two alternates. So again, Commissioner Dennis isn't here. We could certainly, he'll be here Wednesday though. Yeah, this is business for Wednesday. I just wanted to find out who's interested in doing this, if anybody.
Okay. Well, I assume that that probably got a few roles to play, just welcoming, and I've got it on my schedule, but I can't make all the time. So I will be somewhat available, but I would prefer that if somebody's going to be there more full time, they would be the voting delegate and representative. That's my thought.
Commissioner Lopez, did you have anything you wanted to say regarding KAC?
I'm planning on being there. So, if if there's nobody who's going to be the delegate, I don't mind doing it. It just whatever makes the most sense, but I'll be there.
All right, well, we can, with those comments, we can chew on that and we'll talk about it again on Wednesday. And appreciate that. I would just say, go ahead. Yeah, I would just say about the KAC. Go ahead, sir. Chairman, go ahead.
No, I just said, I agree with what you're saying, Jim.
All right, great. Thank you, Chairman. I would say on the KAC, if nothing else, it is important for the commissioners to attend. I know that's a little bit out, but typically they do have election equipment on display. And I believe that we're beginning to think, at least I'm beginning to think about election equipment purchases in the future. I'd like to take a look and see what's out there. So I plan on at least attending, if nothing else, at least for that one thing. Okay, is there any other comments or questions regarding either one of these agendas? Anybody in the room? Anybody online? Okay, I don't hear anybody that has any comments or questions. So with that, thank you, Manager Stoltz, and everyone else. We'll be adjourned.